And the manhunt for Daniel Khalif, who escaped from Wandsworth prison, is now in its fourth day, and police have offered £20,000 for information which leads directly to his arrest.
Meanwhile, the first sighting of him has been confirmed after a member of the public said they saw him walking away from a van near the Wandsworth roundabout on Wednesday morning. Now, the Met's Commissioner, Mark Rowley, said the escape was pre-planned. Seems to be pretty sure on that now. Well, joining us now, retired Scotland Yard Detective Inspector Hamish Brown, MBE. Hello, Hamish. A very good morning to you. It looks as though he got out from under the van at the nearest possible roundabout Wednesday morning. It's Saturday now. The police say they're closing in, but do you think they really are?
Well, good morning to both of you. Yes, the police have got a lot on their hands, really. I mean, you start in the prison. Did he have the right to risk assessment? Should it be category A? Should it be in Belmarsh? They're going to ask that. They're going to ask, what was he doing in the kitchens? As prisons go, is quite a prized position, really. Had he really earned that? That was a little unusual, I think. And then they got to look at the security arrangements. How was he able to crawl under the van? He had some straps, so it looked like some pre-planning there. So that's just the start of it. And then, of course, the actual manhunt, as you say, looking for the gentleman concerned. And they've got to go down different paths. And apart from the obvious, where was he last seen, that sort of thing, well, he wasn't going to hang around there, was he? But what about relatives, friends, associates? How well connected was he in this country? I mean, the Northwest has been suggested, and Kingston and Surrey has come up as well. But are there connections there? Are there particular likes he had? Is someone looking after him? And indeed, I'm pleased to see the reward of £20,000. This will sharpen people's enthusiasm, possibly, to come forward. So I think they're going in the right direction. But the net will have to spread this country, or indeed abroad if he's not there already. Who knows? But all they can do is keep on looking. Urge the public to come forward, any sightings, any information, let the police decide if it's good news or proper investigation or not. But please, no time wasters, no pranks. That's not going to help anyone at all. So, no, yes, I think the police got a lot on their hands, including all the other day-to-day stuff they've got as well.
What about information on this, Hamish? Because, I mean, look, it's a bit frustrating in some perspectives, because you sort of look at this and think, what's happening from an outside perspective? Presumably the police don't want to tell us too much in case it tips him off.
Well, I think the police have got to keep it live, so we're here this morning, good, and it'll keep it in the public interest. But they may well have their own leads, they may well have informants, so they're going to keep a little bit quiet on that. And if the man is watching this programme or reading the newspapers, who knows, you're not going to tell him what your next move is. So there's going to be a balance there, but certainly keep it in the public mind, listen for information coming up, and really ask the public to come forward, even if they've got a little bit of information. Let the police decide if it's helpful or not.
Do rewards ever work? Do they get paid out?
Oh, my goodness, once the reward goes out, there are those perhaps a little closer to the criminal fraternity than some of us would like. That will sharpen their enthusiasm to come forward, and there will be people making their own inquiries, having a look, what can they come up with? Oh, yes, that will keep it going. And I was a little surprised it was so high, actually. So good, that will keep things moving, certainly.
Oh, well, you know, you're much more in the know than us, because one of our guests earlier on was saying they thought it was low.
Well, £20,000 is still a lot of money, and you know, I suppose they've got to set the figure somewhere, and it's something that, well, we're talking about it, so that's good, and it's been kept in the public eye, and it's something else that will perhaps enhance people to come forward. It is important the public know what's going on. Some things will have to remain confidential, but the public, bring them in, get them involved, perhaps someone knows him, perhaps someone knows a friend of his, that sort of thing. So the police are there, they're looking for that clue. Yes, we've had one sighting. He wasn't going to hang around in Wandsworth, I don't suppose. But, I mean, he's got to be somewhere, maybe abroad. We'll have to wait and see.
Yes, that's what we've been wondering, was whether he's actually had time to get away already. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much indeed. I wonder how long it'll take before they do catch up with him.
Don't know. Seem pretty determined, don't they?
It's just that I thought Wandsworth is a pretty good place. When he got out straight away, obviously, it's a pretty good hub for underground, bus.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, well, Wandsworth goes everywhere.
But but of course, buses, undergrounds, all that sort of thing
have cameras.
Cameras everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, look, this is the sort of thing people moan, don't they? They say, well, London's got the highest rate of CCTV sort of almost anywhere in the world. It's some extreme figure. But this is where it comes in useful.